Anthony Rahayel. Welcome to Dr. Dad Business Talks. You are the voice behind No Garlic, No Onion, which is one of the Middle East's most influential food bloggers and digital creator page. You are known for your honest, unfiltered reviews, spending over a decade exploring restaurants, street food spots, and hidden gems across Lebanon and beyond. So welcome to Dr. Dad Business Talks. Anthony, how did you start in this business? Briefly tell us about your story.
It's a bunch of things that came all together. So one, I wanted to disrupt the industry because everything you see online is paid for and none of them are honest, unfortunately. And this started back then, 2012. One. Two, I had a very bad review in an hotel in Greece in 2008 and decided to go on TripAdvisor and start writing a review about it. I started one review, ended up doing 2, 3, 4. So in 2011, TripAdvisor sends me a message saying that you are one of our top contributors and said, you know what, why not have our own platform, my own blog, The Lebanese Way for Lebanon. And it evolved from starting as a blog all the way to next level. We'll talk about it. In 2014, started my YouTube channel and then a show on national television, MTV. And the evolution of things all the way down to now. So it started probably by, I just wanted to disrupt the system. I need to write reviews about restaurants that are 100% honest, pictures from the minute I arrive to the minute I leave, taking picture of the receipt at the end, which was very important. And this is how it started. It started anonymous for the first 2 years, so nobody knew who I am and who's the one writing reviews. And long story, and it developed to this is how I built my credibility at first and ongoing.
The name of your business, No Garlic, No Onion, is very attractive. What's the reason behind it? Why did you pick?
So two things. The first one, that is the main one, is No Garlic, No Onions, is I don't eat garlic and onions.
Oh.
Two is I believe that garlic and onions are used wrongly in everything we do. So by principle or by, let's say, what grandma taught us, that garlic is good for you and onions are good for you. So everybody's thrown them everywhere. And I wanted, again, to disrupt that system, saying that, wait, you need to use garlic whenever you need to use garlic. You cannot put garlic in hummus, you cannot put garlic with meat, you cannot put garlic everywhere. So reorganizing how we do Lebanese cuisine in the best way possible, where, okay, if you like garlic, enjoy it, but don't throw it everywhere. And onions have an art to use them. They're not just anywhere, however. And this is the name. So before I started the No Garlic No Onions blog, when we used to get invited to dinner, my friends would say, no garlic, no onions. So cook no garlic, no onions. So the name just resonated and it started.
But you created the name, right?
Yeah, of course.
Very creative, very attractive.
Evolved to NGNO along the way. I've been asked and pushed by many of my friends saying, you have evolved, come on, use your name, stop using garlic no onions. I have created many brands along the way, of which Food Unscripted and others, but yet No Garlic No Onions speaks me, so it's here to stay.
Yes, I'm curious, Anthony, what is, you believe, one underrated Middle Eastern dish that the world should know about and talk about?
Straightforward, kishik. Kishik is
Really?
the most underrated dish ever in the world. So let's take a step back. Hummus is Lebanese, might be, let's say 80%. Manouche is 100% Lebanese, all the way. I can debate that. And we have worked very hard to put manouche on the international map, certified by the UNESCO. And then you take a step back and go deeply into our cuisine. We have more than 200 plates on a mesa table, even though few people around the world know or don't know that we have another 200 plates that we eat at home called yakhnet, because at home we do not eat meza. So meza is the festive dish of a Lebanese, which few cuisines around the world have, or probably none, have a festive menu and the home menu. So the home menu is another 200. So 200 plus 200 on average, there are more than 400 dishes in a Lebanese menu, of which 70% are vegetarian, Mediterranean diet, very good for your health. So when someone asks me, tell me your favorite cuisine, it's Lebanese, and I can debate it. It's not because I am Lebanese, because it is what it is. Very straightforward. And even our neighbors, all the way from Greece, Italy, down to Jordan, cannot compete. Okay? Even though their food is Like
But for our audience,
Close.
can you tell us how kishk is made?
Kishk is super underrated. Kishk is something that takes around 3 weeks to do. The
How is it
base
made?
is yogurt, Laban, Lebanese yogurt or Laban, not Greek yogurt, and labneh, which is another signature white cream that is not cheese, that is not yogurt, something in between. Signature for Lebanese, labneh. I would take hours to describe it. With burgol wheat, which is cracked wheat prepared for probably around 3 or 4 hours with more than 2 weeks to sun dry it, etc. So laban is hard to prepare. Labneh is hard to prepare. Burgol wheat, which is not wheat, is hard to prepare. It's not only cracked wheat. All together, work together and mashed together and dried at certain points in time, create that powdery, very nutritious item called kishk. Can be or mixed with water or mixed with garlic or mixed with tomatoes or mixed with onions or whatever to create or a soup or a manouche or a dish with meat.
Wow.
So kishk is 100% nutritious, very good for your health.
Very delicious.
Super powerful, very delicious, and yet the world doesn't talk about it or doesn't know about it. And unfortunately, it's more of a elder dish. So our youth don't like it. My kid does, the others don't. But when you say kishk to someone, I don't want kishk. Why don't you want kishk? So if we just market kishk better, I believe
Yes.
it's a rock and roll.
I have it 3 to 4 times a week as my breakfast. It's one of my favorite breakfasts.
Excellent
kishk.
choice.
What is, personally to you, what do you look for in the first 60 seconds when you enter a restaurant? Let's say you're going for dinner, just as a customer, regular customer, not to critique. What's the first things you look for in the first 60 seconds?
I'm going to tell you something.
First time restaurant.
Probably 50% of people won't understand. It's the energy. There is an energy I feel. There is something very unique to that place. Is it positive? Is it vibrant? Is the oxygen good? Energy. I wouldn't know
Wow.
how to explain it. It's just an inner feeling. I know the minute I open the door, if I'm going to like it, if the food is going to be good, if I'm going to take good pictures, if I'm going to enjoy my time. I know. I don't know how, but I know.
You feel it.
I just feel it. It's a certain energy of, wow, the restaurant is good. The owners know what they're doing. The waiters are well trained. Staff is generous. The kitchen is good. And whenever I sit at restaurant, just between brackets, I sit at restaurant and I don't like the food, every single time I ask the waiter, is the chef on leave? And he says, yes, he's on leave. I know if the chef is not in the kitchen. I know if I don't want to look pretentious at all, but I've been doing that for the last 15 years, eating at more than 10,000 restaurants probably. And half of what I do is based on nafas, energies, love, enjoyment, feeling. I can taste what we call in Lebanese nafas, which is the love of the mom or the energy of the hands creating that food. And all of this is back to that restaurant. So back to the restaurant, I would say the energy, this is the first 60 seconds. And then when you sit, it's a bunch of many things. Do the owners understand what they're doing? So a restaurant experience is not sitting in a table in a small room and closing the window or closing the curtains. It's everything. It's good music and good quality music. It's good seat. It's good wood.
Comfortable
it's
seats.
Cleanliness is amazing. Toilets is smiley waiters.
Yes.
It's a whole bunch of things way before you eat the food. And I always said it to restaurant owners. Food is 40% of the experience. Just pamper me when I come in. Pamper me with the valet. Pamper me with the door. Pamper me with the smell. Pamper me with a lot of things. Whenever the food comes in, my attention to judging the food would be way less. But if I don't have the whole experience, I would have to judge the food at 100% and say, I don't like this or I don't like this. But give me the whole experience. A restaurant is an experience. I can eat at home,
100%.
but I cannot have the experience at home. So give me the whole experience, and then food comes at the end. Most
Correct.
importantly, the last experience is what you remember. So usually, I can spend 3 hours at something. What would you remember? It's the last thing. The goodbye, the good smile, the nice dessert. So start by the first impression, which is good energies, in my opinion, ended up with an amazing last impression, because this is what you're going to talk about in the car when you return with your wife. When you are at a dinner with friends, you would talk in the elevator leaving about the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And then whenever you'll have time, you'll rediscuss what you had for the last 2 hours. But it's the last impression. They're generous. Wow, great goodbye. I felt good leaving, not heavy, the food was light. The last things, and then
the small little things.
Exactly.
Now, Anthony, what makes a good food influencer successful these days, despite heavy competition on social media?
One, you need to understand, are you a food blogger or not? Are you a content creator? Are you social media influencers? What are you?
Yeah.
So anyone having a phone is not a food blogger. So being a food blogger is understanding food, appreciating food, understanding respect of food. Food is something you respect. It's something that is alive. So you need to respect the food and who did it. And I always said it to people, and people probably going to ask me the question, when there is something bad, would you put about it? Would you talk about it? No, because I always think of the 10, 20 or 30 families being fed out of this restaurant. So I cannot go on and say, I don't like it, don't go there. Imagine how many families would just stay at home, or the disruption you would say it in Arabic, قطع رزق. So accordingly, you need to understand who you are and what you want to do. It's great to be a content creator and people shine at it. It's amazing to be a social media influencer and people shine on it. And others would shine at critiquing and understanding food and talking about the ingredients of food or how food is done and etc. So the success today is, tell me what you like to do and do more of it. Do more of what makes you happy. 1. 2, understand food a little bit. Study about food a little bit. 3, be who you are. Be yourself. There are, back to energies. I might not like you because our energy is not the same. I might not like you, or I might love you both because our energy is the same. So some of these influencers, you will just look at what they do and say, no, I don't feel him. Or others would say, he makes me smile, I want to watch everything he does. Just be yourself. And you would have a big chunk of people that would love what you do, and others that not. You cannot please 8 billion people around the world, or everybody. So accordingly, just be yourself. And this is, if I have just tell me one thing, just be yourself and let it go, let it flow.
But you are a self-learner. Your specialty is not food.
Yep.
And you learned food and you loved it and you present it very well in a very appetizing way.
Thank you.
Now, I don't know if a lot of people know, but you were before a dentist. What made you move to this industry?
I'm a lover of life. I'm a lover of people. I'm a lover of adventures. I'm a lover of design, architecture, art, and lots of other things. I'm a lover of photography, and I've worked in it for 10 years. I'm a lover of videography, and I started doing and still on my edits, my videos, my everything. So I understand what it is. Back then at the clinic, I loved it. I loved surgeries. I have 4 specialties. I really enjoyed 13 years of my life. I had enough work, so it's not about just being jobless and moving on, but believing in what the world can give me and what I can give back to the world. I said, you know what? I have probably another journey to follow. I can do more. I can help people differently. I can leave an impression differently. And back then, I was the only one doing it. So when I started in 2012, Instagram started at the same time.
Yeah.
And I was the first one in the Arab world speaking Lebanese or Arabic and doing travel shows. And then I was the first one to just talk positively about Lebanon. First one to let you discover your village, going to the villages. It was a disruption of what I can do. And I was at a crossroads, or I need to focus on my dentistry because my patients started asking, you're not at the clinic enough. Because every village needs a day of work. And then I started traveling, meeting Lebanese around the world, etc. Or going into something that is not as fruitful or I would say
fun.
Doesn't generate money as much as dentistry, but is fun, would let me meet lots of people and be impactful in 100 ways. And this is why I just moved on. Loving business, corporate life, management of restaurants. I learned a lot along the way. A lot. I managed restaurants. I designed menus. What people see is the one that eats, the eater. But what it is hours and hours and hours of learning and travels and investment and hard work and family life and lots of things. And it is what it is today.
Nice. Off to you, Dr. Dad.
Yes. If you had to build your own restaurant for you, what are the top 3 things that you will focus on?
I love the questions. It's important to say that we were not prepared, and I love the questions, and I'm all in with it. If I want to build my own restaurant, I would do a very small one, 4 tables, 4 persons each,
Nice.
a 16 seats restaurant, 4 tables,
I
where
like
I would have the whole experience shared with my guests, as if they're coming home. How would I eat? How would I like to be treated? I would treat them in a very nice ambiance. And one of the things I would love to do one day is welcome people home. Very simply, come live my experience. How do I treat my kids? How do I cook in my kitchen? How do I do it? My wife and I, definitely. So probably one day, retirement is just opening up my house door and saying, come. Let me tell you what I learned the last 15 years. Let me tell you my dishes from around the world. Let me tell you why I do hummus this way or pasta this way or whatever. One day we'll see.
Nice. Now, what makes a customer not come back to a restaurant?
Lots of things, of which one, if he didn't feel the energy, or he or she didn't feel the energy. 2, if you didn't feel that you got for your money. So sometimes you pay $10 and you feel satisfied, and sometimes you pay $10 and you don't feel the satisfaction. Yeah. And sometimes we pay 2,000 dirham for something, and we feel that I enjoyed the 2,000 dirham.
Value for money, you mean?
It's very important. So the value for money is very important, very, very important. Energy, value for money. And at the end, the added value. So am I eating? So food is divided into 2 things. Or super creative food, where you would travel for, or homey food. There are some foods where closing your eyes, eating them, you say, oh, childhood. Whoa, my mom or my grandma. This is good enough for a restaurant. Or the other things would be super complicated molecular cuisine or sushi coming all the way from Japan and whatever. So it's very important to create an identity for the restaurant and knowing who your customer is. My priorities are different than yours. The priority of a local are different than an Italian or a French. Sometimes people open a restaurant and say, people are going to come in. Who are the people? Who are your customers? You cannot please everyone. Impossible. So whoever you're going to please, you need to study well your clientele. This is how you would succeed.
How do you keep your viewers entertained and attracted to your show over time? Because now people get bored very quickly. How do you keep them attracted?
Considering that I work on my edits, most of them. I have a big team, but I work on my edits. So I understand filming. I understand creativity. Yeah. I understand colors, and I love it. So every single time I post a video, if it doesn't come from the heart, I don't do it. I rarely think, very rarely think. And probably I'm one of the few where I can sit for hours. If I don't feel it, I cannot film it. And it starts sometimes by, I just felt it. Okay, let's talk about that burger, nothing else. I feel it, let's do an editing about all the table. I feel it, let's do walking out from believe me, it comes from the heart. And whatever you like about me while eating, or you read into my eyes, that enjoyment, it just comes from the heart. I don't plan an edit. I cannot plan an edit. I'm traveling in 2 weeks. And everybody's asking me, please, can you mention that you're traveling? Can you mention that you're coming to us? I'm doing 3 countries. And my answer was, I didn't feel it yet. With all what's happening in our region, I just need that feeling, waking up in the morning and saying, I'm ready to leave, and I'm going to announce about it. Meanwhile, it just goes, whatever, just follow the road. So this is how I do it. I can do it differently probably and get millions of followers differently. I can follow the trends. I can use AI. I can do voiceover in many languages. I don't want to do that.
Be natural.
I would just want to be natural. And whoever connected to me for the last 15 years, of which a 5-year-old all the way to a 70-year-old, and I have hundreds of stories I can tell you about people connecting with me all around the world. I cater to them, and I want to, and they love the person in me. I just want to follow that path, and I'm committed to it.
Biggest mistakes, in your opinion, restaurants make when trying to impress an influencer like you?
Wow, I can tell you stories. Let me tell you the story I just remember now. So I was doing a tour in Egypt for the best food around the Middle East. So I did a mission food journey around the Middle East, starting in Egypt all the way to Jordan, to the UAE, and back to Lebanon. And they told me, you have to go to this place in Egypt, which is the best place. All tourists go there. I said, okay, fine. I went there. We had the table of food, had a bite. I called the manager. I told him, this is canned food, isn't it? I know the brand. I'm not going to tell you the brand, but I know the brand. So he looked at me and said, yes, it is. So I asked him, why? I didn't come here for canned food. He said, we're not sure if you're going to like our local food, or probably it's not good. You might be poisoned. So we said, all tourists that come here, we just give them canned food. And this for me was a big learning. Okay, whoa, why try to impress me? I came for the reality. I came for the real thing. I came to feel what people eat. So building on that, when you're not you and you try to impress in a million other ways, one, you cannot lie for a long time. And this is what I always tell the restaurants. If you show me the best you have, if you show me the best food you have, if I have the best experience, when I'm going to leave, others are going to come back and I'm going to be the liar. And they're going to say, Anthony lied. And I receive this a lot from many restaurants. They call me and say, stop lying. Or I receive messages saying, you stopped being authentic, you lied. Okay, tell me what happened. We went to this place and the manouche was bad. We went to this place and the pizza was small. We went to this place and the service was bad. And my answer is always the same. When I visited, it was great. This is my credibility at stake that is more important than anything I have in this world. If they change along the way, I'm sorry to hear that. Give them a bad review on Google Maps. And
so they need to be genuine all the time.
Just be who you are. Just be who you are. Restaurant business, call it business. People think it's something that is an investment. Restaurant business is not an investment. Restaurant business, if you do not understand what restaurants are, is lost money all the way. It is not a business. It's an investment. It's a passion. It's lots of things.
It's very difficult to manage.
100%. So people think, I have $300,000. Let me open a restaurant.
Very
investment.
difficult.
I heard my friend doubled them. No, your friend did it right. Would you do them right? Do you understand? Many called me and said, I have $100,000. What do you think I can do with them? My answer is, what do you like to do? I don't know. I have $100,000. I called you to help me. Sorry, I cannot help you. You're in the wrong place with the wrong person. Bye. So it is more challenging than people think.
If we take street food versus fine dining, and you were to choose between street food and fine dining, which one do you think will tell more about the culture of that country?
Street food all the way. Street food all the way. I won an award in 2019, Best Street Food Blogger in the World, because I've toured the street foods of the world. And one of the things I've done, I've created Souq al-Akin in Lebanon, which is the first street food market in the Middle East. I'm a big fan of street food. I love street food. And I believe street food is more interesting than fine dining. And probably street food is fine dining without a tie.
Do you like to eat it while standing up?
Street food is lots of energy, lots of hard work. It speaks the language. It speaks history. Let's talk about, since we're talking about Lebanon, let me tell you about street food in Lebanon, and you would understand the history of the country. Why za'atar and how za'atar started, why manouche and how it was created, what is a knefe and where did it come from, why falafel and which kind, when we started eating falafel, depending on who occupied us. So if you look at street food of any country, give it Lebanon as an example, and go into all the way from shawarma, manouche, knefe, falafel, to name a few, you would understand that Lebanon has been occupied by many civilizations. You would understand that Lebanon has four seasons. You would understand that Lebanon is a mountainous country. You would understand that you need something to keep you heavy because you go down and work the lands. So street food of countries, of which spices in India, burgers in America, fried pizza in Italy, espresso in Italy as well. You would understand the country based on its street food
Yes.
way more than fine dining that can speak 100 countries in one plate without feeling the origin of it.
Anthony, we want to thank you so much for coming today. It was a pleasure having you on our show, and I'm sure the viewers will love the episode, so thank you.
Thank you for having me. Very interesting questions and out-of-the-box questions, way more than the simple things I've always done. So very happy to be here, and probably will go deeper into the more business side of it whenever you're interested in another episode.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.